Hey, it's Sue Bonzell with Up and Country, and I was recently at the Millions of Moments event for the Musicians on Call organization. Now, if you're not familiar with Musicians on Call, it's a very special organization. I've got a little video for you to watch, and then I got to be on the red carpet. I've got some interviews of some artists I think you might recognize. Let's take a look.
Musicians on Call has a number of great hospital partners all across the country. And even though these are great facilities, at the end of the day, hospitals can be scary places. I've walked into rooms where people may have gotten some great news. Maybe they're about to leave the hospital and they've been there for a while. I've also walked into rooms where there's literally family members that are on their way to passing. And so what we try to do is use music as a tool to try to help people through those times. At the very least, we can help distract them for a few moments while they're dealing with the stress of the hospital. At the very most, we can change the entire atmosphere of the room or their day. We've got a group of incredible volunteers that spend their time and talents in healthcare facilities trying to improve the days of patients, family members, and caregivers. We're bringing music into the healthcare environment. We've all got those songs that make us feel better when we're having a tough day, and to bring those songs into a place where people are feeling a lot of fear and nervousness and anxiety, it makes the biggest difference in the world. The demand for Musicians on Call is through the roof. We've got healthcare facilities all over the world requesting our programs, and we've got volunteers that are just eager to get in there in the hospitals with us. And so here at Musicians on Call, we are working tirelessly to make Musicians on Call truly on call so that you can have access to volunteers and musicians no matter where you are. We want to make sure that everyone can have access to the healing power of music.
I'm here with Pete Griffin. He is the CEO and president of Musicians on Call. Big night tonight. Congratulations, first of all.
Yeah, we're so excited to be back in person. It's been over 3 years since we've had an in-person event, so having a huge celebration like this in Nashville is something we've dreamt of for a long time.
What are you most looking forward to tonight?
Honestly, being in a room with all these people that we love so much, our volunteers, our supporters, our partners, getting everyone in one space again for the first time in ages and celebrating everything that we've accomplished over the past few years. I've just been looking forward to this moment for years now.
Well, it is a super exciting night. So tell us, just give us kind of an overview of Musicians on Call for those that aren't familiar with the program.
Yeah, so Musicians on Call is a charity, and what we do is we bring live music to the bedsides of patients in hospitals. So we do that in person, and we also do it virtually. And we bring artists that are local professionals in that community, all the way up to folks like the ones performing tonight, Sam Hunt, Jon Pardi, the War and Treaty, and our honoree Darius Rucker. So when Musicians on Call comes to your hospital, you never know who we're going to bring, but it will be an incredible musician.
All right, I'm here with the War and Treaty. Super excited. How are you guys feeling about tonight and your performance?
We are very excited to be able to be a part of anything where we're talking about serving the community, but especially going into hospitals and being able to be a part of that.
And nervous.
Yeah, extremely.
Always nervous.
Always. That's the root of it all.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be nervous because you guys are such a powerhouse and you're bringing something really cool to country music. You know, the blues, the funk, the soul, the rock and roll. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, and I absolutely love it. And so, like, how are you guys feeling and fitting in with, you know, the whole country genre?
I think it's important just to be yourself, you know, to be authentic and not really worry about fitting in so much, just to serve the music and to make sure that you're putting out music that you enjoy first and that your listeners are going to enjoy. So we just try to really stay authentic, and we're grateful that we
But it's also important for us to make mention that rather fitting in, we've been embraced.
Yeah.
To be able to be pulled in and be able to be held and hugged and say, we want you here.
Yeah.
It's such a big thing, and the fans and country music period, we're grateful.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So what do you think about Darius tonight? It's pretty exciting.
God. Oh, this is so exciting. I mean, to know that he does everything he does out on the road, and he incorporates being able to go into hospitals and serve these wonderful people. It just makes him, you know,
we love him.
Amazing.
We love him, and it's good to see how many people love him as well,
Yeah.
and want to honor him. We should honor him tomorrow too,
Yeah.
and the next day.
Just
give him the whole month.
Yeah.
Darius Rucker Honor Month.
Okay. Oh, I kind of like that idea. So, I mean, maybe in the future, any plans to maybe collaborate on something?
I hope
that would
so.
be awesome.
We, you know what? In 2014, we had a whole hashtag. He never saw it, but it was like the war and treaty will open for Darius Rucker. Because, I mean, we would look around, you know, Ty and I have been fans of country music since we could walk. And to be able to look within the industry, and of course we admire and love Johnny Cash and Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline and Charlie Pride, but to be able to look at Darius and Darius he's like a homeboy.
Yeah.
To see him and do his little dance and to see his evolution from Hootie and the Blowfish to Darius Rucker, that's everything to us.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Well, one last question. Now, I know you are a husband-wife team.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to know
Can
the
you
story.
tell from the way she's grabbing me?
I know,
She's
right?
down.
She's kind of all over you. I mean, and why wouldn't she be? I mean, come on, right?
Pretty fun.
So tell us the story about your name. How were you named?
Well, we had a name when we first started in 2014.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change that name. And Tanya got very upset because this was our 7th name change.
Yeah, he changed it 7 times, so I was provoked.
We started doing what no married couple really does. We started arguing.
Yeah,
And
he does that.
it was really fun, and I was getting a little bit elevated in arguing. And Tanya said, "Michael, this is not the war. We need to come to some sort of treaty."
Yeah.
And I was like, "We just did." Our new band name is the War and Treaty. And plus, I've served. I'm a wounded warrior. I've served in the United States Army for our country, and I went to war twice, and I came home with some of those scars. And so this is my way of nodding my head and also still staying connected to my story, which is the military.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for all that you do. Congratulations for being here and celebrating the millions of moments. So thank you guys again.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you for having me.
Jon Pardi is here at Millions of Moments. How excited are you tonight?
I'm excited. I haven't played the show since last year, so this is, I don't know if I'll remember the words.
Well, I hope so. So now tell us, how close are you with Darius Rucker?
I love Darius. We've been level mates for a long time. We've done a lot together. From shows, we just recently did America's Got Talent together, and now we're back here celebrating his award. It's a lot to celebrate tonight.
Absolutely. Now, of course, there's going to be some big celebrations in your future in the next couple of weeks. Your wife ready to have that first baby. How are you doing, and are you ready?
Everything's going great with the baby. She's just ready to have it. She's at that stage where like everything sucks. So we're excited. I think it's gonna be great. Summer's been a champ. At being pregnant, you know, everybody asks, how's she doing? Like, Summer is fine. She's meant to have babies. So we're excited.
Well, she is absolutely gorgeous as a pregnant woman and just rocking it. Now, I know you're going to be out on tour this year. Is the baby going with you?
I mean, I try to tell Summer, like, hey, you don't have to go all the time. But she's like, no, we're getting a zip-up bunk, and that baby's coming with us. So, and we got a lot of family everywhere, Texas and California. So it helps with, you know, traveling across country and on the bus. It's a lot easier. So,
Absolutely.
We'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. That's exactly what parenting is all about, figuring it out, right?
We're going to figure it out.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and so excited that you're here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Charles Eston is here at Millions of Moments. So tell us about your participation with Musicians on Call.
Well, I feel like Musicians on Call has been one of the truly most meaningful parts of the whole Nashville experience to me. And that's saying a whole lot, because I'm just about the luckiest guy you know in this town. I got to come here when I was a little older, play this guy named Deacon Claiborne, and that got me in some pretty fancy doors. But I don't know, it's hard to find a door more special than a hospital room door. And that's what Musicians on Call opens up to artists all over this town and every other town in this country, to get into those places where people are going through the hardest times of their life. It's a little bit lonely in there, it gets a little bit dark, it's a little bit cold. It's true, a song can heal, music can heal, and a guitar in a place like that just changes the whole dynamic, it changes the temperature. It blesses the performer, I think sometimes even a little bit more than the patients, but I can tell it blesses them as well. So I feel like I can remember a million moments of my own with Musicians on Call. That's why I'm so grateful. That's why I became a board member as well as one of the artists. I'm so proud of this organization, all they're doing and all they will do.
Well, I bet everybody loves to see you walk in the door. I mean, you're like this bundle package, well, right? I mean, you got the acting, you know, you're this amazing musician, and you know, you're a good-looking guy. It's like, oh, look who's coming in the door.
You're very, very kind. I will say that part of Musicians on Call is the patients have a right to say no thank you right now. I don't want you to feel like I'm just running down hospital rooms, barging in doors going, I'm here. It's not like that. They're extremely sensitive to the moment, to the patient's needs. They will walk ahead. The staff on the hall says who is ready, potentially even for a visit. They will knock, they will lean in, and they will go, we got that guy from Outer Banks in Nashville, and he'd like to play a song for you. And sometimes they say, no, thank you. And of course they do. I mean, that's the thing about it. You don't know what they're going through any given day, any given moment. And I honor that. We all respect that. It's a sort of a sacred space when you're, you know, in a hospital room. So when they invite you in, sometimes they invite you in and they're all lit up and ready to go. And sometimes they invite you in and you can tell they just barely said yes. And they're doing it for us. Hopefully a connection is made and it just changes the room a little bit.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you on stage.
Oh, I appreciate it. We got some good things tonight. And of course, my buddy Darius is being honored. So I look forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the man of the hour, Darius Rucker. How are you doing tonight? This is a really exciting night.
I'm good. It's a great night. To be recognized like this is pretty amazing. To have all these great artists here, being a part of it is really, really awesome.
I know. So I mean, to see you come into the hospital room, how do people react when they see you?
They're usually surprised, you know, especially if they're country music fans. They're really surprised, but. You know, when you do that, just the joy you get to bring those folks just for a minute, you know, maybe you can take their minds off their troubles for a second. It's pretty awesome.
Now, yeah, I mean, you have done so many different things. You've even done acting now. we got that on the resume. That's pretty exciting. You've got your own show. You know, numerous awards. You know, what's kind of the biggest highlights so far of your stellar career?
Oh goodness gracious. I don't know. There's a lot of highlights. It's been a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun. You know, just being able to still make music after 28 years on a big stage, and still be able to make music and people still come to the shows. That's the best part.
And what can we expect in 2023 from Darius Rucker?
What we do, we tour. That's what we do. We out there playing music. Yeah.
Okay, so we're expecting that, and we love it. And congratulations to you for all that you've done for Musicians on Call. You know, I think it's just such a great honor, and we just appreciate everything that you've done.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
If you'd like to get involved, volunteer, or donate, go to musiciansoncall.org.